Hey, this is Louis D. Fresh, adjusting his glasses as usual. This is Louis D. Fresh, bringing it to you on a Wednesday morning. There's a reasoning why I'm doing it on a morning and I'm doing it here because I'm going to go outside. And so I wanted to try to draw connections, as I usually try to do with all my past videos and what I've done and what I'm trying anyway to help you with. Today we're in our in our fish segment. We're gonna finish up this thing with the substrate of EcoComplete. And the reason I'm gonna show you this is because remember last time connections, I showed you my fish tank that was without a filter and how well it's working with EcoComplete. And I'm also next time at some point going to show you something else that I put in it that kind of helps control the algae. If you remember, looking back on the last few weeks when I did that video, there was an awful lot of algae. And the same thing too with this fish tank that I'm going to show you, the one that I'm keeping, how there's another thing that I put in there to kind of help the plants grow. But I really wanted to show this to you to finish up my EcoComplete, the benefits of it. Nobody's paying me to do this, but I think I've realized how important EcoComplete is and how important a good substrate or substrates are, the thing that goes on the bottom of your fish tank. Because if you don't do it, it doesn't create the natural environment that it's intended to create. And again, going back to connections, you look at my social media this past Thursday, April 21st. I did a little animated social media courtesy of Canva, and the reason again is because you can hear my voice. It's still not the best, but I forgot how to do this, and so I realized now it's the EcoComplete that is what we're talking about. And the animated social media is the one that gives you the little video. And I kind of realized as I was doing this too that I can make the seconds as long as I want. And so you'll notice that if you pay attention to my video this past Thursday, each slide is about 7 seconds, so you can read what I write. And so let's continue here with the benefits of EcoComplete. First benefit of the EcoComplete substrate is that it has plenty of bacteria to help cycle your aquarium. I know that there's always incredible amounts of anticipation to put your fish in a fish tank. As soon as you get it, you just plop them in there and let's go. But the EcoComplete will teach you to have some patience, but will also help to cycle that fish tank, because that bacteria is what really makes the fish thrive. It's not, you can't just have a bunch of chlorine in there and chemicals, and you gotta let it, because the same thing with a lake, a river, a stream, it needs time for the bacteria, the good stuff, the natural environment to really take hold, and that's what the EcoComplete does. Again, continuing with my animated social media this past Thursday, EcoComplete. Sorry, I had to pause there as I was clearing my throat. EcoComplete is very porous. That's what it kind of looks like, right? And that's an exaggerated view of a rock sponge. But that porousness, even though that's magnified, is microscopically there. And so what I'm talking about, because it has a high surface area for beneficial bacteria to grow in it. In other words, those little holes per se, the bacteria will thrive in there as it will thrive in here and help to create that perfect environment that your fish long for. The good thing about EcoComplete is that you don't need to rinse it. I don't know about you, but I really stink at rinsing out. They used to call it gravel back in the day, but that substrate, it gets messy and dusty and dirty, and if you do it in a sink, it can create all kinds of havoc. This is great because the beneficial bacteria that I speak about, and that is also another connection, because I keep mentioning bacteria, and that is a constant theme when it comes to fish, and saltwater fish too. So I've heard is that you want to make sure that beneficial bacteria really is alive and well and in your EcoComplete. So they put a water conditioning solution that's added, so you don't need to rinse the EcoComplete, and therefore your the bacteria will really start to to generate within your fish tank. An additional fourth benefit, again, courtesy of Canva and my animated social media, is that you can, again, we're talking about EcoComplete, the substrate. This is what substrate, or the old term used to be gravel. You can mix other substrates and can be mixed with or used as a bottom layer underneath. You see here, it is indeed, it's mixed. You'll see the darker EcoComplete, and then you'll see some dirt. And dirt referring to sand or but don't just get any old sand or any old mud or any of that stuff. Make sure that it is actually bought in whether online or whether be in a store, because you don't want to get dirt from outdoors, from where you live, because of insecticides and chemicals that they'll spray with, spray, because they do. And so you want to make sure that your substrate is either maybe perhaps underneath, where you may want to put your EcoComplete, or you want to mix it in order for that plant to tank. And that's why I kind of blew up this picture, and I really wanted you to see that is a real benefit, because sometimes you just can't have one thing. Your plants may need something else. And the fifth reason that EcoComplete is such a good substrate, and you'll see here, there's an example right there of the substrate right there, is that it comes in different colors and sizes. But clearly the one that's most sold and the one that's most available is the black. I feel like I'm talking QVC here. The black, your black. Black causes the coloration of the fish to pop the most. And the reason I'm showing this here, because when I show you that fish tank that I'm keeping, I have cherry barbs. This is an example of a male cherry barb and how red he really is. And the females, you'll see, hopefully you'll see in the video, are a little on the brownish, tannish side. And then I also have cherry shrimps that we may not see because it is sunny outside, and sometimes a lot of times they'll try to hide out underneath the plants. So that's why I'm showing you as an example. And that is a real benefit of EcoComplete, those 5 things. And I think that it's really worth your time to research, to see what's going on, and if that is what you're looking for in a planted aquarium. So let's go outside now and see what we got. Again, going back to connections. You remember, or you may not, you have to really look back at the beginning of my YouTube history and social media history, as I was learning how to, and I'm still learning how to do this. I did a whole video on my hibiscus plant that is no longer here where I'm standing. Remember, my hibiscus plant, which I've showed you on my past social media, is here now in the front of the house. It used to be right here. Speaking of connections, one of the things that's most important, even though it's cloudy, of course, there's a big old cloud there, of course, but it's to realize where your sun rises and sets. If you recall, way back when I think it was the very beginning of the pandemic of COVID-19, I was showing you that it's important to know where your sun rises and where it sets. And with the motion of the earth, not the sun, but the motion of the earth, you will be able to see where your sun is and where it tends to kind of generate itself, whether it be in the winter or the summer, because and also know where and how warm it is, because your zones here in the United States, they can go from 1 to 11 being Hawaii, and 1 being like sort of like way up there in northern Alaska. But I'm showing this to you because I'm hoping the sun will come out so I can show you the fish tank with the substrate. But somehow I think I did not press the little button here, so I'm gonna try it again to see how much I did or did not get. Remember the crouton plant here. Remember how I was just mentioning the hang of the back filter, how well it does in this wonderful environment here. A little flower here from the anacris because of the bacteria-rich water. And again, the wonders of how well the EcoComplete does with this fish tank. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And so I'm just sitting down, kind of waving my little camera around up here, so you can see really how, oh wait, I think I see one right there. I think I see a shrimp. You see a shrimp right there. There's a shrimp. See how beautiful she is, or he is? It's absolutely wonderful, and so again, it's really, I give all the credit to Eco-Complete, because it really has done a wonderful job with this planted fish tank. And let me just give you another quick bonus round here. Remember here my lake and the birds saying hello in the morning, but I do get sunlight here in the evenings, and this again reminding you that Carolyn is still working on my fish tanks that should go right here. And finally, and these plants, by the way, we're going to go right there. I'm going to trim them down, and I'm going to put them under there, literally under, because it will they really don't do well in this sun. But these are all the fish finally that eventually will go in. And finally I've cleared up the bacteria, the bacterial bloom, and the algae. And I think the real thing that I've learned is that because I had such a problem with it is because I don't have substrate. So all of these guys will eventually be going into my 75-gallon tank. And I would imagine some of the plants, but I'm just showing it to you so you can see that they're all waiting for the new fish tanks. And so on my turtles, there's peanut butter, there's jelly, and there's my good friend Tuscany. And again, the 75 will go here as well. And so, and that's all I got. Like I said, I'm gonna be away doing work stuff, but thank God for work next week. And I wanted to thank you for your patience with me with my little cough and all this viral stuff and virus stuff. So I wanted to thank you. I wish you guys well, and thank you for watching. I hope you learned something and the importance, if you have a planted tank, to use Eco-Complete.